I was getting ready to do another review here in this knife in particular, but before I did that, I thought I'd do a knife maintenance tip. Um, there's a couple ways that you can maintain your knives. A lot of people just carry them all the time and never do anything with them. And many knives have, screws that can come apart. So you theoretically could take the entire knife apart. But what I've found is that most knives are going to get dirty. They're going to collect a lot of dirt or lint inside here. And then actually on the blade there, on the inside of this part of the blade here, and in the back here where it locks, so this whole inside area here, right where it locks up. Those are the places that need to be kind of touched up every now and then. I can actually see some lint or some dark stuff in there, and also in here, and a lot of times in that little crevice, especially where the lock back locks in. And so the best way I've found to do that, a lot of people use Q-tips. I swear by, and I buy them by the boxes, these cottontail applicators. They're non-sterile. You get 100 in a bag, and I buy a box with probably, I don't know, 10 bags in them. They're great because they're nice and long, but this cotton here, if you can see it, let me get a focus on it, is so tight. It's really tight. And so you can get in places really nice and it never comes apart. So what I usually use for a knife is break-free. I know there's a lot of high-tech stuff out there. I'll probably buy some. But I just wet the tip of this a little bit, not too much, just kind of once around with the break-free. And then what I'll do is just kind of twist it in, and eventually if you twist it, you can usually get it in there. There it goes. And and a lot of times the wood will break. That's okay. All I'm trying to do is get in there, and I don't know if you can see how dirty that is, but it definitely got a little bit out of there. And I'm just trying to wipe out that whole area there. And then I'll do the same. And, I recommend taking a look at your knives every so often. They're still probably going to work fine. It's never going to be a big issue. But a lot of times if you can, get in here and wipe out all this dirt, you'll find that, who wants a dirty knife? I mean, look at all that. Can you see that? All that black on the tip there? I mean, it's in there. I mean, if it's in your pocket, it's just amazing. I can see tons of dust and stuff in here. As a matter of fact, I'm actually pulling up chunks of lint. Probably going to go back to the actual stick here. I mean, here, this will show you. Can anybody see this? Oh my God. So anyway, this needs a lot of love and attention. And the metal liners and things will get a lot of dirt on them. And another thing you can get, and I just ran out, is the air cans that you use to clean computers and keyboards and things like that, because you can blow out a lot of that dirt. But you definitely want to, oh man, there's so much dirt in here. It's just amazing what, just a few months in your pocket, how much lint will get in there. And then I'll probably wipe the blade down with oil. And sometimes what I'll do is I'll get a little oil work it into the actual knife itself down here. So I'll put a drop on each side and just work that in, and even sometimes loosen this up a little bit and let that oil run down in there, and then wipe it out. And what you'll notice is the knife will operate more smoothly. That oil will help protect the blade, especially if you're going to store them. If you don't, I mean, obviously, if you own more than one knife, you can't carry all your knives all the time. So keeping that one knife maintained is critical. But if you have lots of knives, you should also store them someplace with a light coating of oil on them. In the winter and in the summer, the moisture and humidity, and when it rains, and temperature changes, things like that will impart moisture on your blades and things like that. Most of these are pretty rugged and will do well. But again, it's good idea to get some Q-tips of some type. And I like the break free on the knives because I think that, you know, it does a better job of protecting the metal and cleaning. It's not just an oil. I have other ones too, but you know, break free back in a few years ago was the hot shit. So here's Pro 7 gun oil is another one you could use, but I mean, you could use 3-in-1 or probably even you know, WD-40 if you had it, if that's all you had. But I just I think, you know, if you buy a knife and it's, you know, $100 knife, $150, $200 knife, a lot of these knives are expensive. You ought to maintain it, and that just is going through, blowing this out, wipe it out with a Q-tip, get in. You know, you start looking, you can see there's a couple notches in here, and you can get in there and get them out real good, and then give it a little light coat of oil, work it a little bit, you're good to go again.